Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. We hope you're having a great morning, had a great day so far. Woke up feeling strong and positive and ready for new adventures, new day. Now, I'm having my cup of tea this morning. I decided that I needed to calm down a little bit because I had a cup of coffee early this morning, and I've chosen red bush tea, which is actually rooibos. They call it red bush. It's actually from South Africa, and it's a non-caffeine tea. One of the few ones that I drink that I actually like the taste of, rooibos, and it's naturally caffeine free. So I looked online just to remind myself about rooibos tea. I mean, it's another one of those teas that does everything. It helps with headaches, with bone weakness, hypertension, lots of different health benefits are claimed from this tea. And in fact, I don't think there's a tea in the world that doesn't have some goodness in it. So I'm a big fan. But anyway, I'm having my rooibos tea. It's a nice copper red color. Don't know whether you can see, but it's really fun and it's a good taste. So I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're well. Perhaps you've got some plans today. You're going to go out and do something in your retirement if you've retired, or maybe you're heading off to work. But I'm sure that if you're in your 60s, you're thinking about retirement and hope that you've got some fun plans. Now, one thing that a lot of us deal with in our 60s, and I'm included in this, is making new friends. It's really hard to meet new people when you're not in that environment that you might have been when you were working in a corporate world. Now, I don't know about you, but I met so many of my friends that I have today in my corporate job. So for me, it's really, I'm lucky that I've kept them, that we've stayed in touch. But sometimes when you end your job, you end your friendships and you move on. And there you are in retirement with time on your hands, but maybe not enough people to spend it with. So I want to talk about how to make friends and maybe meet them in unexpected places, places that you might not consider. Now, one of our bloggers, Molly Wazinski, writes an article about these. She says 5 unexpected places. There's certainly more than that. But what to do when you've got this newfound freedom. You're either cutting back on hours or you've retired and you really want to, get out there and do something different and new. You want to travel perhaps, but you've got no one that, that you can travel with. Or you've got some hobbies that you'd like to explore. There's lots of different things that you may have an interest in as you get older, but where do you go? Where do you go to meet like-minded people? So, technology to the rescue. You can use technology these days to make new friendships and meet new people, because I guarantee it, this is my prediction, they're not going to come walking up to your door and knock and say, hello, I'm a person who loves to, travel. Would you like to come with me? They're not going to come to your door. So, you really do have to be proactive and do things that are going to put you in the place where your potential friends might be. So, volunteering is the first one that Molly suggests, and I'm actually a big fan of this too. I don't have as much time now to do volunteering as I used to, but when I worked at Microsoft, it was a very, very big part of our culture, and the company actually gave us time to have a day of caring, it was called. And we would go out and do something in a place in the city where we felt we could add value. And of course, you'd always meet people that were doing the same thing and feeling good about it. And it was just a great experience. And so there's many programs through corporate companies that you can join, or even community organizations where you can become part of a volunteer team. And all those places that we went to at Microsoft are places that require volunteers all year round. So you might want to just go back to your employer if you worked in a large company and say, hey, where did you do volunteering work? And just find volunteer experiences that help you to not just connect with people, but to do good as well. Because that sense of purpose and passion are kind of what makes being a 60-year-old woman so special. And I think that that's really, really important. So volunteering is one thing. Another thing is to go to local meetup groups. Now, I'm a huge fan of meetup groups. There's actually informal meetup groups, and then there's meetup groups. Now, meetups, there's the communities organize them. You can check your community newsletters or circulars. A lot of communities these days have Facebook pages. So you can join your Facebook page, see what's on in the community, and you'd be surprised at the number of activities that you could just jump into. There might be a book club that you'd like to join. or your local coffee shop. And if it doesn't do one, put a sign up in their bulletin board and say, hey, I come here every Wednesday. Who wants to come chat about books? I'll be sitting at the big table with the red roses or whatever. And just do something proactive yourself. I think this is a key, honestly, to making friends. It's a kind of you have to be a little bit bold and courageous and just, look for opportunities. It's a great way. Now, another meetup is meetup.com. I use it all the time. I think I've told you about it several times. I started a couple of meetup groups by just going online and starting a regular meeting every week or every month and say, this is for people who like to do something. So the latest one, which is a huge success, is my meetup for train lovers. And this is people who love to ride on trains. Every month we get together and go on a train journey. Now, in Europe, of course, this is a little easier because our trains are very well organized and they run regularly and there's lots of them. They go everywhere. So in Switzerland, we've gone to all kinds of places together as a group. And I've made some really good friends. I think we have about 30 people in our group. And I would say 3 of those people now are people that I have coffee with outside of the meetup, and we keep in touch, and across the miles, we all doing our thing, but we stay in touch. So, as I said, don't wait for someone else to set up a free event. Do it yourself. Put up a flyer in your local bookstore. Don't give too much information. This is important. Don't give your address, or of course you can give your phone number, but maybe an email is better. And just have people reach out to you, or even leave a message on the board. But maybe set up a separate email account. I've done this. I have a separate email account just for my meetup groups and for like signing up for things that I might want to delete later. Just create. You can go into any Google or Hotmail, or I don't know if live.com now on Microsoft, and just start an account for just that purpose. So my train group is an example of how you can find a successful event and make it work. Now, online communities. I'm pretty proud of 60andMe. I think that we've created a really wonderful support group here for our women. I think we are doing good content for you. You're telling us that you like it, and that makes me feel great. 60andMe is an online community of about 115,000 now on Facebook, but on the bigger community, we reach 500,000 women every month on our 60andMe website. So there's a lot of women all over the world who you can reach just by leaving comments in our articles. We often do a shout out and say, tell us where you're living, what country or city. And we also have a forum, which is 60andme.com/conversations. And this is where you can basically go online, start a topic, who's keeping their hair gray and who's decided to go for it, just that kind of conversation. Or, I have a question about something that I'd like advice on. The forum is still accessible only through Facebook because we want some security, but it is more personal. You can have a chat there about any topic, and there's all kinds of conversations going on. So our online community, I think, is pretty powerful and genuine. We've tried to build a culture built around our values, around the things that are important to us and to me personally. I'm a very big fan of kindness, just being nice to each other, recognizing our flaws and our imperfections, and just still loving ourselves, or at least trying to understand. And also accepting differences in people and, whatever the difference is on any level, to be good to each other. That's kind of the culture of our community. We don't have a political perspective or point of view, but, we have strong views about stereotypes and women in their 60s being able to live an abundant and wonderful life. But, mostly that's our community online. But there are others. Lots of others, and I would encourage you to look online for women's groups over 50, over 60, and get involved in them. They've all got a different angle, different approach, different different groups, different leaders, but it's definitely worth checking it out. And also, you can do like a Google search of your favorite hobby. So you can say photography groups in Cleveland or photography groups in New York, and you'll find these groups will pop up, and then you can reach out to them and you can look online for their group. Most of them, I would say almost 90%, have a Facebook presence. It's just how people talk these days, which is okay. And the same thing for book clubs. Book clubs in Auckland, book clubs in London, wherever you are, and you'll find groups online that you can join. Don't have to go out of your house. You can just participate. Book clubs in particular, they're an active group. And Goodreads.com, I think, might even have some capability to link you to book clubs. I don't know, but I'm sure the people that are watching this right now, there are many who love books and can tell us where you can go if you want to join a book club or a photography club. So I guess the most important thing here is to invest in your future. You've turned 60, you've maybe left your job, kids have left home. Get social. Let's get out there, either online clubs or communities like ours, or get out into the world and do something physical. It's really important for your longevity, for your health, and it reduces depression, social isolation. You can definitely feel better by getting involved socially with groups of people. Just finding someone who cares about you, who asks you questions about how you're doing and really means to listen. These are super important. I think making sure that someone pops in to see you virtually or in real life is super, super important. Okay, so I hope this has been useful. I hope that you've got some ideas for how to make friends and meet people in unexpected places. Thanks, Molly, for the article. And also, I'd love to ask you, how are you planning to spend your time in retirement? And what is your way of meeting new people? Give us some ideas so we can learn from your experiences. Just tell us, where do you go to make friends? Again, thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate you so much. I love your comments. So leave any comments, feedback on what we've talked about today or any topic in the section below. And let's just have a proper, loving conversation between each other and just have a fabulous day wherever you are in the world. Look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye-bye for now.